Hello everybody and welcome to Lesson 13, Problems and Equations, Addition and Subtraction. In this lesson you will be able to solve word problems involving differences or totals using addition and subtraction equations. Let's get started. Solve the equation by completing the sides. So think of these as a seesaw. Okay? And the equal sign is the center that the seesaw balances on. So if it's perfectly balanced, that means the amount we have on side A is going to be equal to the amount we have on side B. So if we have 79 minus 53 on this side, then we're going to have 79 minus 53 on the other side. So x, in this case, is equal to 79. Here, x would be equal to 489. Here, x would be equal to 43. X is equal to 8, because 8 plus 35 is the same thing as 35 plus 8. And in the bonus, x is equal to 736. Please check in with your teacher if you're a little bit unsure about that. All right, let's look at a word problem. Armand spent 25 minutes doing his math homework. He spent 15 minutes more on his science project than on math homework. How much time did Armand spend on his project? So sometimes when we see a big block of writing like this, it can look a little bit overwhelming. But if we break down the information into point form, the important pieces of information, it can be easier to work with. So what do we know from the paragraph up above? We know that he spent 25 minutes on math homework. Okay? Next, we know that he spent 15 minutes longer on his science project. And lastly, we want to know, so how much time does he actually spend on his science project? That's an unknown amount of time right now. And so we're just going to use a variable x minutes. So science is 15 more than 25. When you hear the word more than, you know you're adding. So we've got 25 for math plus 15 more. For science will give us the, I'm going to use the letter N, the amount for science. So now we're going to solve for N. If I need to, I can do a quick little addition on the side. So 40 is equal to N. So because it is a word problem and they asked us in a sentence, we need to respond in a sentence. He spent 40 minutes working on his science project. So we have two numbers. 8 is the larger number. The smaller number is x. It's an unknown. And we know that the difference is 3. Difference is when we subtract. So 8 minus 3 would be equal to x as a difference. And if we solve for it, we know that x is equal to 5 in this case. Now, we can also do an addition. By total, they mean sum. So we could do 8 plus x is equal to 13. And we know that 8 plus 5 would be 13, so 5 would be x. So we used both an addition and subtraction equation to solve for x in this case. In your Jump Math book, you're going to work on questions like this, where you're given like a brief word problem, and then you're asked to break down the information you have into the parts, the total, and then you're going to use an equation to solve for the difference. So it says we have x spoons, 8 forks, 19 forks and spoons altogether. So we know that the total is 19 forks and spoons altogether. We know that we have x spoons and 8 forks. So we want to solve for x. So if 19 is the total and we're subtracting, we're going to say 19 minus 8. So forks and spoons minus the forks will give us just the spoons, what's left over. And 19 minus 8 is 11. So x is equal to 11, and 11 is the number of spoons that we have. Go ahead and try these other 3 questions. Come back when you are ready. Now that we're back, we are going to use equations to solve for the variables, the missing numbers. So 12 cars, x number of buses, we have 18 cars and buses together. So if I do 18 minus 12, so 18 cars and buses minus 12 cars will give me the number of buses. 18 minus 12 is 6. So that is our missing number. The next one's a little trickier. There are 5 bananas, there are x number of kiwis. There are 3 fewer bananas than kiwis. 3 fewer bananas than kiwis. So if we do kiwis minus 5, we will get 3 kiwis minus 5 bananas will give us 3. So what minus 5 is equal to 3? Well, 8 minus 5. 8 minus 5 is 3. So x, the number of kiwis, is 8. So let's just go back here and check. Are there 3 fewer bananas than kiwis? Well, yes, 5 is 3 fewer than 8. And finally for D, we have a cat that weighs 8 kilos. That's a heavy cat. And a dog that weighs 2 kilos. That's a very light dog. The dog weighs X number of kilos. Weighs 2 less. So we're going to have 8 minus 2 is equal to X, the weight of the dog. 8 minus 2 is 6. And so 6 is the weight of the dog, which is 2 less than the weight of the cat. All right, let's see if we can use some equations to solve these problems. Ken bought 9 books and 3 magazines. How many books and magazines did he buy altogether? You can go ahead and pause the video, come back when you're ready to answer. So we know that books plus magazines is going to be equal to the amount altogether, which is an unknown amount. So now let's fill in the numbers. We have 9 plus 3 is how many he has altogether. 9 plus 3 is equal to 12. So Ken has 12 books and magazines altogether. Question B, a book costs $8 and the poster is $3 cheaper than the book. How much does the poster cost? We're going to break this down into the information we have. Book is 8. Poster is equal to 3 less than book. And N, our missing amount, is cost of poster. Okay, so if we do 8 minus 3, we're going to get the cost of our poster because the poster is 3 less than the book, which is 8. 8 minus 3 is 5. So we can say the cost of the poster is $5. All right, that's it for our lesson. Go ahead and work on pages 12 to 13 in your Jump Math book. Please ask for help if you need it. Good luck.